Everyone, and welcome back to the Pico9 YouTube channel. Uh, Today, I'm just going to talk a little bit. I don't have a script on me, so I'm just going to tell you about the discussion that I had earlier and the reason for this article. Recently, I got into a discussion with two people over Arabic. Now, and sorry for the interruption, but yeah, so the discussion pretty much was, the person wrote something in Arabic and then wrote something in English to translate it, but they used Allah instead of God. And I'm kind of like, God would translate easier for speakers of English because they'd be able to understand that more than Allah. And she refused that, claimed that Allah was the true name of God and that it was the original, which is why it's the true name, uh, and how you can't translate it. And you can translate the actual word. It can just generally, as in Hebrew, we translate it mainly to God. So, uh, you know, you have Elohim, Yahweh, words like that, Jehovah, and yet we translate it to God in English. So Allah would be the same thing. Not that, uh, not that we, I guess you say, should translate it, per se, if it's strictly the name of God, but those are more or less title names. Those are like meanings, but uh, as we know that Jesus is as we view it as the true name, it's the revealed name for us today. That no other name under heaven among men uh, is given that whereby we must be saved. Uh, so to be honest, it really doesn't matter in that case. But she claimed that since Arabic was the true original language, that the word Allah is actually in every single language and it cannot be changed. And I was like, that's false. That's wrong. Because you can easily translate it as just saying, "Hey, it generally means God." But whenever they say it just means Allah, and that's who God is, then they are actually saying that there is God and there is what's His name, which is Allah, and Allah means the God. So God, His name is the God. That's what it means in Arabic. And I was because originally I just wanted to ask about, why didn't she just use the word God since it translates better for English speakers? And because after she said all that, I'm like, uh, no, actually, she started going with the whole, uh, Arabic was the original language and that the Bible was originally written in Arabic and stuff like that. So I started explaining to her that that's not true. So, so she kind of got upset and uh, started to say that I pretty much wasn't educated and that I needed to read more because she reads a whole lot and blah blah blah. And I'm like, lady, I have a bachelor's in theology. I study Christian theology, Christian history, Islamic theology, Islamic history. I write articles about it. I have a knowledge base on it. I write books on it. I study it every single day. I read constantly every single day, even in my downtime. And you're trying to tell me that I don't read, that I don't know Christianity, that I don't know Islam. I'm like, okay. So we went on to the study of, or well, she started going on to, how Arabic was the original language. So I was like, okay, show me. And someone else came in and they brought up the Wikipedia page, which I have that. Actually, I used that in this article. I even show where I got the link from, or I show the link to where I get the information from. But they started reading it, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that because I'd already told them that Arabic was. I told them that Arabic was not the oldest language. That it's a fairly recent language or a fairly newer language. And what I mean by that is that it is AD and not BC. And they apparently could not understand that, so they started reading off, and about how you see it uh, mainly from the fourth to sixth centuries. You start seeing Arabic script evolving or starting to come into play and things like that, and and they started claiming, oh, you're wrong because it's old, and I'm like, you're actually stating exactly what I'm saying. And see, this is the type of people that I'm actually coming against. Is that it's not that I hate them or anything like that. I do love them to death. But here's the thing: if I'm going to challenge you and you're going to accept that challenge, uh, I better hear something that's actually worthwhile. Because if not, then I'm just going to just demolish you because you accepted a challenge and you kind of wimped out on that. And if you run away from the challenge, then I'm going to more or less just leave you, because there's no point in talking to you because you wimped out on the challenge, which happens very often. It's not that I'm looking for everyone to challenge me or for me to challenge everyone else, but that people who come up saying that the Bible is corrupt, or that the Bible originally was written in Arabic, or that Arabic is the first original language, you better have historical evidence for that. And there's no historical evidence for that. In fact, as I stated, Hebrew, uh, 1200 to 586 BCE, which is BC, before AD, that is actually placing Hebrew as being much older than Arabic. So I am correct. Wikipedia, the sites, because Wikipedia uses different books and articles that they compile all this stuff together to get this list out. Those the sites, the sources that they used also agree with me. So you cannot say that I did not read. In fact, I was using some of the same stuff they were using. I've already read that stuff, and I read more. I read actual sources. I read other books, all about the language and all about Arabic, and yet they're claiming that I'm wrong whenever they're using the exact source that I'm actually telling them from that I'm right. I thought that was funny, but so yes, definitely look through this article. You'll be able to just read through it. You'll be able to actually see why Arabic is not the first and not the original language, and why people should stop saying that. And now you can actually go back and tell other people, or even send this article to them on the reason why Arabic is not the original language of God. Um, but yeah, so just definitely hope you enjoy this video, and I'm sorry if it's more of a rant and less of apologetics. I thought it was funny, that not really a rant, but just I thought it was funny that they were trying to use something that I was actually using for them, and they were actually building my case without even knowing it.